All right, my next guest at this time, coming straight from Ohio, Miss Angela Perley is joining me right now. How's it going?
Oh yeah, doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
So we got a lot to talk about. I know you got some shows in the work. You got some shows
Yeah,
in the month of March. You got the Kickstarter thing going on, um,
right.
and among other things. And we'll get to all of that in a matter of moments. But first, how did you get started into music?
Oh man. Well, I probably in high school I kind of started messing around on guitar. Like before that, I played piano. I had like piano lessons, and I played in orchestra, so I had a little bit of musical kind of background. But I just got into kind of songwriting and started performing a little bit in high school and had like a girl band called the Frankies. We would do a couple of battle of the bands and stuff and play at coffee shops, and that's kind of how I cut my teeth into like, playing live and performing in front of people.
So, let's get into this Kickstarter that you
Oh my
have had. Is to get all that you need for your new album. Talk about the Kickstarter and how did that came about.
Yeah, we've been really lucky in the past. I've had help on the last couple of records, like with the independent label, and that's helped kind of like fund things. And but this one, I'm on my own, and I've been looking at other artists that have done, crowdfunders before, and had definitely, Kickstarter's pretty well known. And but you never know. Like it's kind of 50-50. You don't know if you're going to make it, but I kind of like the model of it being kind of an all or nothing platform because I think it gets people just excited to like, if you don't make it, you don't get any of the funds from it. Um, so yeah, I just kind of tallied up kind of what we needed to get everything done, and just kind of relied on our fans to help us be a part of the process. And I'm really glad that we did because it's already it's past the goal, and it really only I think it was 199 backers, which isn't that many people, but it makes such a big difference in putting it out there. So it's been really cool. We have 5 days left to go. It ends March 8th.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Kickstarter page right now, and wow, yeah,
It's crazy, yeah. It's so surprised, and I got so many great just people reaching out through email and text message and all kind of everyone. It's just kind of an exciting thing to be a part of. And I've been doing just like little videos for the backers, just little sneak peeks of things, and we're just in the process. Like we just handed mixes over to Michael Landau, who's mixing the record, and he's just starting to work on those. So it very much there's still like a lot left to be done, which is exciting because everyone's kind of in on the process, which is cool.
so there's only 5 days left in this
Yeah.
Kickstarter, and obviously you already have reached the goal
Yes.
that y'all needed, and there's a lot of perks for people that's helping you out. A lot of pledges. There's CDs. There's posters. There's vinyl records. There's
Right.
bundles. Even handwritten lyrics. I mean, even a birthday video message. I mean, you got it. You giving a lot to these people, and that's pretty awesome.
It's cool.
Congratulations on that. Um,
Thank you.
so, um, now, so with this album, now that you got all that you need financially, is it still gonna be coming out in May or June per se?
Yeah, right now everything seems on track. We're hoping to kind of wrap up mixing and mastering, sometime in March, and hopefully get a single out either April or possibly late March, just kind of depending on what happens in the next couple weeks here. So far it seems like everything's still on track for late May or early June release. So, but as soon as we're not kind of just waiting to make sure we have everything before we announce like a specific date. But everything looks good, so I'm very excited.
I did get a chance to play some songs off of your band's previous record. I played two of them. I played Electric Fire, and then I played Green Eyes. And
Oh, thank you.
I find it fitting to play Green Eyes since we are in the month of March, and St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. So
Exactly.
just I think it kind of makes sense to play that song with that title. I think a lot of people like Green for from obvious reasons, money, or I'm gonna just leave that other part alone.
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah,
there's,
something
like,
else.
there's one specific thing I really like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you
Natural herb, perhaps.
that too. So you live in the state of Ohio, I see.
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. So right in the middle.
Girl, you and I are gonna be good friends. Cause I used to live there too. I lived there for like 4 years. I lived in the state of Ohio for a decade. 7 in Cincinnati, 4 in Columbus.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I am a Buckeyes football fan. So,
Very, very cool.
so you know, gotta show love to the Ohio folks. Cause I kind of grew up there. I I've,
It
I
means a lot.
I live in Kentucky now, but I'm never gonna
Oh, I
forget.
love Kentucky. Kentucky's sweet too. What part of Kentucky?
I currently live in Lexington.
Nice. We actually we play in Lexington at the Burl a couple times a year. I love that venue. And it seems like Lexington has a really great music scene.
I
So
totally agree. I totally agree with that. I've been around and about. I've seen artists, different genres, a lot of talented artists out here, and a lot of good people. And I
definitely.
have, I've been labeled as a local music advocate. I support local music. I support people that come here to perform. I have not have a chance to see you and your band perform in person, but hopefully I
Yeah.
will one day. The Borough is probably my favorite venue right now in all of
Oh,
Lexington.
sweet.
Not,
Same
not,
here. I think it's really, we haven't played that many other places, but that's definitely seems like the spot. So
oh yes,
very cool.
definitely the spot. They got an arcade for us video game nerds. I mean,
Yeah.
with all due respect to the other venues, and I do love to support the local venue, you know,
Yeah.
it don't get any better than the Borough. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's just my 2 cents. So you as a musician, who are some of your influences as an artist, as a performer, as a songwriter? Who inspires you into doing music?
Oh man, it's so many. I feel like it's always changing, kind of depending on different bands that I run into, from like playing live with, to just like the bands that kind of got me started. I love, you know, 60s and 70s music, country, blues, folk, gosh, a little bit of everything, jazz. I kind of, it's like not specific. I guess there's a lot of people, but it's kind of an overall kind of blend of, I listen to pretty much anything and everything, and it definitely subconsciously kind of gets in there.
I feel the same way. I guess as I got older, I started to listen more types of music. When I was growing up, I was a heavy hip hop listener. Now,
Yeah,
as I got older, I'm listening to pop and rock and jazz and soul, and heck,
yeah.
I'm even listening to Americana music, believe it or not. I
Sweet.
mean, and I guess I kind of feel like sometimes maybe I could be a little too open-minded listening to music, but I feel like if I like the song, if it's got a nice feel to it, if my head is nodding, if I feel like I wanna run into some random woman and say, hey, I wanna dance with you to this song, then chances are I'm gonna like the song. I'm
Right.
I'm gonna I'm
So,
going I'm gonna enjoy it. So substance. I'm all for some substance. Some message
same here.
and everything. So if you got that in your music, then mostly I'm gonna vibe with you. You can
Same.
it could be love, it could be heartbreak, it could be I guess whatever you feel at the time.
Yeah.
And
No, yeah, same here. I definitely kind of, and currently, like, current bands I've been listening to, like, I love, like, anyone from, like, Leon Bridges to Wolf Alice, like, all kinds of, it's definitely a lot. There's a lot of good music going on right now. So I know a lot of people are, like, sometimes say, oh, there's no new music. And it's like you're just not looking hard enough because there's so many great bands and artists out there. And it's definitely an inspiring time to make music.
another thing is people like to just rely so much on the mainstream just to get
Right.
their music fix, and I get all that. But there are a lot of talented independent artists, a lot of talented local artists, and sadly, people either don't know about them or, you know, I don't know, or just don't
Right.
care. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of talented musicians, and
Right.
there is good music out there. You just have to search a little farther. You may have to dig deep. Maybe ask around. Like, who do you
Right.
think's the next person? Who could be the next so and so? And I'll tell them you go to Columbus, Ohio. You listen to Angela Perley, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be dancing. You're gonna be vibing. You're gonna be doing the rock signals and all that. So go listen to her band, the Howlin' Moons. That is a pretty cool name, especially
Thank you.
and I think it's very appropriate considering I'm gonna assume every show that you do is at night. So
True. Very true. I'm definitely like a night owl too. So definitely, and I was born on a full moon, so I've always had an obsession with the moon. I always try to kind of incorporate that into the songs and like artwork for the band, and um, yeah, I like it.
so you being part of a band, traveling, going city to city, state to state. What's that whole vibe like? You being part of a band and just being part of this journey, having your bandmates with you the whole way.
It's really cool. I feel like it's definitely made myself and the band. It just makes us stronger and like more aware, of just different cities, different states. They have certain vibes, and there's definitely like different music scenes everywhere you go. So I feel like it's always kind of like a new discovery, and we always kind of get a little bit more into the community. Like if we get to come back to a place, we always try to kind of keep hitting places up every, 3 times a year or something. And we're starting to get out a little further. So we've been going to, Colorado and Utah. It's kind of the farthest west we've been. South, like a lot of Texas shows, and east we go up to like Boston, New York City, and kind of everywhere in between. And, it's pretty grassroots, and it's a slow build, but we just make, there's a lot of, friendships and networks with not only people in the community and, different, venues and radio stations, but also just bands. Like I feel like we've made a lot of just friends with different musicians around the country, and it's just a cool way to just, it's not, and at our level, it's hard work, and it's obviously financially tough to kind of like to tour, so you have to kind of always be strategic, and, we do, if we tour, it's, 2-week tours or like week and a half. We try to, make it appropriate for what we can kind of can kind of like do, but it's just, it's really fun, and it makes us, just playing, just the repetition of like playing out and playing so often, it just makes you stronger as a musician. Just the more times you go through the songs, you grow as an artist, and you just start to kind of discover yourself more. So I love it. I love playing live. Is definitely my favorite thing in the world to do. So um, it's really fun.
I gotta hand it to you and your band. Y'all are definitely quite the travelers, performing East Coast, Midwest, South. Y'all even went to the West Coast. That's pretty cool. And I like that. Some people like to perform in their hometown, and that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. But obviously for artists, like if you really want to get yourself out there, you gotta step outside of your comfort zone. And and
right. And
and
it's hard to do, but it's worth it.
from a lot of people that tell me about their experience traveling out to their outside of their hometowns, and it could be challenging, but it feels like you know bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, and the award outweighs the risk for the most part, because you meet
Right.
new friends, new fans, and they can spread the word about you know your music, and that's pretty cool. And while we on the subject of touring, you and your band are in for quite a busy month in March. So
Yeah.
we'll call it month the month of March is known for being March Madness. Well, let's just
Right.
say that you're gonna be bringing some madness throughout the month of March. So why don't you go ahead and promote your upcoming shows in the coming weeks or so?
Yeah, definitely. We got some cool regional stuff. We're going to be in Cleveland this next week, March 8th, March 22nd, and then March 8th. That's at Music Box Supper Club, which is really cool. It's like right in the flats on the river. Um, March 22nd, we're going to be at this really cute little roadhouse called Route 33 Rhythm and Brews in Wapakoneta, Ohio. March 23rd, we're going to be in Marietta, Ohio at Adelphia Music Hall. And then at the end of the month, March 29th, we're going to be at Smith's Old Bar in Atlanta. And March 30th, the Willow Tree in Johnson City, Tennessee. So got some Ohio, Georgia, Tennessee shows coming up.
In all my years of living in the state of Ohio, I've never heard Wakapa. What?
I know. It's a really small town. It's literally like in cornfields, out kind of towards I guess like northern Ohio. Like I don't. It's near like Lima, I think. I'm horrible at directions, but I feel like that's where where it is. But it's a really cool, like really old school, like roadhouse. Um, it's a really unique venue. So we've been there a couple times, and it's pretty cool.
I almost want to say Wakanda,
Yeah,
just because of that
I
name
know.
alone. But
It's a very strange name.
wow, that's that. Hey, I'm not trying to knock on anyone that lives there. It's just the name.
Yeah.
Just kind of
No,
keeps me off guard. I'm just saying.
yeah.
So
I think they would think the same thing.
so so those are all the March shows. So go check out Angela and her band coming from the Midwest to the South, and they'll obviously will have some more shows in the coming months as they prepare for the release of their new studio album. Thanks to all of you backers out there. So that's pretty awesome. And while you wait on that, you can go listen to their previous music on all the digital music platforms. Angela Perley and the Howling Moons. Go check them out. Angela, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so
Oh, it's such a
much.
pleasure talking to you too.
It,
Thank you so much for having me.
it's always a cool thing to talk to someone that's from an old stomping grounds, old neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people think of Columbus, they think it is a